guys, what's going on? It's MassiveJoes RAW review, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Awesome! Raw review for the viewers at home today on one of the most unique fat loss support supplements we have seen thus far from our good friends at Australian-owned supplement company ATP Science. It is, of course, AMPV in the house. Let's get straight into it, show you guys exactly what's in it, tell you exactly what it's going to do. That nutritional information panel ain't gonna get it done. We about to go balls deep in this here ATP Science AMPV. Luckily, got ourselves a big ass nutritional information panel for the viewers at home. Dilip, go ahead and cut up that panel on the screen for the viewers, man, so we can go balls deep in this here AMPV. Starting from the top, got yourself serving size 2 mils, 2 milliliters, got yourself about 37.5 of them 2 mil serving size bitches. And one of these 75 milliliter AMPV bitches. In terms of what this 2 mil, 37.5 2 mil serves are made up of, starting from the top, let's go through the macros, because ATP Science have been so kind as to spell them out for us. Starting from the top, in each 2 mil serve, you're gonna have a bunch of energy, 16.2 calories to be exact. Negligible protein, negligible carbs, negligible sodium. Being an oil-based supplement, as you guys are about to find out, all of those calories are coming from fats. 1.8 grams to be exact, of which 0.5 are saturated, 0.2 monounsaturated. The majority of them, over a full gram of that 1.8, are polyunsaturated and no trans fats. In terms of what the fats are actually made up of, starting from the top, we're going to go down to the ingredients down in this nutritional information panel. Starting from the top, got yourself some safflower oil. And now ATP have used this ingredients list is way more complicated than it needs to be honest with you viewers at home. So I'm gonna break it down for you real simple. As the name suggests, AMPV, AMP, and then the Roman numeral V, 5 active ingredients in this here ATP Science AMPV. If we have a look at the ingredients list and break down all of the ridiculously long scientific names, it's 5 ingredients: safflower oil, pomegranate seed oil, coconut oil, peppermint oil, and grapefruit peel oil. Starting from the top, safflower oil, yielding CLA, aka conjugated linoleic acid. We have seen this a bunch of times before. For viewers at home who are unaware, CLA encourages your body to use fatty acids for energy and also helps maintain muscle mass while reducing body fat. What it actually does in terms of layman's terms, it's a real simple supplement, mostly found in like liquid capsule form, liquid capsulated form. You don't often see it in its pure oil form, although this AMPV does have it in safflower oil in its pure oil form. The easiest way to explain it is it encourages your body to use fatty acids from the food that you eat as energy rather than storing them as body fat. That's what CLA does. Moving right along, we then get into the second oil in this AMPV blend, pomegranate seed oil. Now, pomegranate seed oil yields CLNA, aka conjugated linolenic acid, as opposed to conjugated linoleic acid. It does ultimately convert into CLA, so it's going to do pretty much the same thing that safflower oil is going to do, that yields CLA in its own right. Although CLNA in its own right also, in addition to the benefits of CLA, increases insulin sensitivity and also upregulates carnitine activity. Now, this is really cool. This is perhaps the coolest of all of the ingredients in this AMPV from my personal perspective, because we all know that when we talk about the basics of fat loss supplementation, there's thermogenesis, there's the transport mechanism, also known as fat metabolism, and then there's the preventing the fat storage, which is the CLA side of things, generally speaking. We'll get into that when we talk about effects. But in terms of these supplements working together, anything that can upregulate carnitine activity is going to increase fat metabolism. Carnitine, for the viewers at home who are unaware, is the one amino acid whose sole responsibility, got it out there in the end, is to transport fatty acids from where they're being stored, from fat cells in your body, transport those fatty acids from fat cells into the mitochondria of muscle cells so that fat can be used as energy. That's what carnitine does. It's a fat metabolizer. It's the sole transport mechanism for transporting body fat so it can be used for energy. So anything that can up-regulate carnitine's activity, amazing from a fat loss supplementation point of view. And that is a cool benefit of this CLNA in particular. Moving right along, we then get into coconut oil, which yields MCTs, aka medium chain triglycerides. Most people know about coconut oil and its numerous benefits. I'm just gonna concentrate on the MCTs because that's what it's doing in this particular supplement. MCTs increase fat oxidation. They're a fat that is more likely to be used by your body as energy and encourage your body to use other fats as energy rather than be stored as body fat. Moving right along, we then get into some unique ingredients. Peppermint oil is the first of them. Now, peppermint oil is kind of cool. Most of us are quite familiar with peppermint and its menthol type effects. Peppermint oil actually induces lipolysis by reducing lactate production. So it actually increases oxidation so that you get less lactate production. It also produces a perceived drop in body temperature. Anybody that's had like menthol or peppermint or like a real strong mint would understand that. Kind of like blows up your sinuses and makes you feel cold, feel cool. That perceived drop in body temperature also has the potential to increase thermogenesis as your body tries to heat itself up. Obviously uses fat for that in particular. And then finally, has been shown to increase cognition, so increase mental focus. Caught you guys with that one, didn't I? And then also increase exercise performance as well. And then finally, the final ingredient, the fifth and final ingredient in this AMPV is grapefruit peel oil in particular, aka citrus paradisi. Similar to peppermint oil, it has the potential to increase lipolysis in much the same mechanism. Additionally, has the potential to crush appetite, so reduce appetite or suppress appetite. And then finally, similar to CLNA, has the ability to improve insulin sensitivity throughout the day as well. Got yourself no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial anything, it's just actives. And that's what's in it. So when you break it down and you get through all of the big long scientific names that ATP science use on the label down here of this here AMPV, it's quite a simple supplement. It's effectively, and keeping in mind that it is proprietary blend, so we don't know exactly how much of each ingredient's in there. I'll talk more about that in a second. But keeping in mind that the ingredients are listed, they have to be listed by law in terms of the highest yielding ingredient to the lowest yielding ingredient. It's effectively a CLA supplement. CLA, the most of the ingredients in there, plus some CLNA, plus some MCTs, plus some peppermint oil, grapefruit peel oil that's supposed to increase lipolysis, help a little bit with performance, and also help a little bit with appetite suppressant, insulin sensitivity. So really, it's quite a simple supplement. As I did mention, the one problem with it, and the reason why I kind of told you guys what all the different oils have the potential to do, but didn't go into clinical studies and go into efficacious doses, is because it is proprietary blend. So we don't know the exact amount of each of the oils in there. We can only speculate on what they've been shown to do, but we don't know how much ATP science is putting of each oil in there. So we don't know if it's clinically dosed or efficaciously dosed, or however you want to describe it, dosed the way it needs to be dosed. That's really the big issue with the ingredients. That being said, pretty much the way that we can figure out whether it works or not is to get into the effects. We'll get there in a second, but first, in terms of how it tastes, how it mixes, comes in no flavors. No flavors at all. In particular, ATP science were very keen to use no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial sweeteners, no artificial anything in this here AMPV. The only thing in it is active ingredients. So in terms of how it tastes, we'll get to that in a second. In terms of how it mixes, now I did mention it is quite a unique supplement. Perhaps what's most unique about it is the delivery system. So we have seen like liquid-based fat burners before, liquid-based pre-workouts, liquid-based test boosters. Usually it's like a liquid that you can either drink on its own, but usually it's designed to be like mixed with water. So it's like a concentrated liquid, kind of like cordial or like a concentrated drink mix. Concentrated, mix in water, stir that bitch up, drink it, and it's all sweet. AMPV is quite interesting because the delivery system in the first instance is a pipette. So check this out. Zoom and focus action, please. So that's what you're dealing with. Can you guys see that? Maybe I've got to put something behind it, get some focus action in. Focus, mother. There we go. No, there we go. New camera giving me all kinds of issue. There it is. So it's a pipette. It's a 1.25 milliliter pipette. So you guys know that one dose is 2 milliliters. So you're effectively gonna pipette it up to like the 1 mil, take that and then pipette it up again to the 1 mil. So you're gonna get 2 mils. So I'm gonna show you real quick how it mixes. First of all, so I'm gonna got the infamous MassiveJoes double wall glass up in this bitch. Gonna take 2 1 mil pipettes of this AMPV. I'm gonna take pipette number 1. This is it's much more difficult than powdered form supplements, to be honest. Pipette number 1 is down. And pipette number 2 is down. You guys see that shit? That ain't mixing at all. That is how you know it's 100% active ingredients being oil-based. Oil floats on water for viewers at home who are unaware on basic physics. It's lighter than water, so it floats on water, and you can see there it's floating on water. There is no way that's gonna mix. Oil does not mix with water. Basic physics lessons for you guys. So in terms of how it tastes, or in terms of how it mixes, it does not mix in water at all. The way that ATP science recommend to take it, and it doesn't say this on the label, it probably should. It says take it orally, but the way they really want you to take it is to take like a pipette of AMPV like this and just drop the bitch in your mouth like this. That's pipette number 1 and pipette number 2. Drop it in your mouth and swallow just like that. Of course, if you want to, you can mix it if you take it with like a pre-workout or a pre-cardio fat burner or acetyl-L-carnitine or whatever you're taking it with. You can mix it like that. It's not gonna mix in water, it's just gonna sit on the top and you can just drink it if that's what you choose to do. But the way it's really designed to be taken with a pipette is straight in the mouth orally, as I just did. In terms of how it tastes, because there's no artificial flavors, sweeteners, anything like that, it's the natural taste of the oils. The one overwhelming taste is definitely the peppermint. You feel it like, I've taken 2 pipettes just now. The first thing that you feel is it immediately clears. It's like you've had a really strong mint, is the best way to describe the taste and the experience on this here AMPV. Is it kind of clears your sinuses, it just opens everything up, and it's a very minty type flavor. So in terms of how it tastes, I'd probably go like oily mint. Is probably the best way to describe it. It's not an unpleasant taste. It's not like a horrible, really oily based taste, but it is definitely, it's quite pleasant, to be honest. It's like a pleasant kind of oily mint type taste in terms of the effects. Because that's what you're taking this shit for, man. It's a unique supplement. We definitely haven't seen anything like it. I would go so far as to call it an innovative supplement, not only in the ingredients and the combination of ingredients, but also in the delivery system. It's kind of, hasn't been on the market long at the time of the recording of this raw review, only been on the market a few months, and it's kind of elevated its status to kind of like this magic potion type fat burner because of its uniqueness and the way it is innovative. I'm going to break down, as I mentioned in the nutritional ingredients, we can't really on paper figure out what it's going to do because we don't know the actual doses. So we really have to come back to anecdotal evidence, empirical evidence, and just tell you guys what I've personally experienced and what the rest of us at MJHQ who have been using this at MassiveJoes have experienced while taking this AMPV. So the first thing that you are going to notice straight from the top is when you take it, it does automatically, it clears your sight. It really it almost, it's almost like a really strong stimulant type feeling without having any stimulant. So it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's like taking a really strong mint. Opens up your sinuses, makes you feel really alert, but it's not like the same kind of alertness that you get when you take like a lot of caffeine or a really strong synephrine supplement or any type of stimulant. So it's almost like a kick in the ass type thing without the use of stimulants. The things that I have personally noticed, and I have to say that the times that I have been taking AMPV is first thing in the morning before fasted cardio, and then pre-workout at night before my weights workout. So I have it with my pre-workout supplement. Those are the 2 times I've been taking the AMPV. In terms of when it's really designed to be taken, those are the two best times really to take it based on what's in the supplement. Pre-fasted cardio, first thing in the morning, is going to be the best time to take it. Obviously, taking 2 meals or 1.8 grams of fats technically makes your cardio not fasted, but it's such a small amount that it is still technically fasted. Well, technically not fasted, but practically it is still fasted. That's going to be the best time to take it. The second best time is going to be before workouts, no matter what time of day they are, no matter if they are fasted, aren't fasted. That's where you're going to get the performance benefits of the peppermint oil and the grapefruit peel oil. Grapefruit peel oil up in this AMPV. And then the other time you can take it, because of the high concentration of CLA, is you can take it any time of the day as a CLA supplement. So rather than taking like a liquid capsulated version of CLA or a powdered CLA or whatever type of CLA you're taking, you can actually replace that with AMPV and take AMPV with meals, 3, 4, 5 times a day as a CLA-based supplement. Me personally, as I mentioned, I've been taking it first thing in the morning before fasted cardio and then before my weight workouts at nights. Now, what I've personally experienced when taking it this way, the first thing is it does, for me, have quite a strong appetite suppressant type feel, especially taking it first thing in the morning before fasted cardio. If I don't force myself to eat breakfast post cardio, to have my post cardio meal, I don't feel like eating it. So that's the first thing that I've noticed, is that it does definitely, for me personally, have quite a strong appetite suppressant type feel. Other people at MassiveJoes have agreed and disagreed, so I guess it's kind of a personal preference. The one big thing that I have noticed is it does have a significant effect on cardiovascular performance first thing in the morning fasted. And I have actually measured this. What I did, because I could feel it, like I could just feel that when I was doing my cardio first thing in the morning, that I just kind of had more energy to do that cardio when I was taking AMPV compared to when I wasn't. But I wanted to actually test it. So I did, this is in the same week. So I did on a Tuesday morning one week, I didn't take AMPV, and I did my metabolic conditioning workout. Before I did my metabolic conditioning workout, I went and did a 500 meter max effort row. And then 2 days later, that Thursday, I did exactly the same thing, 500 meter max effort row before my Metcon, but that time I took AMPV. The difference between the two was 3 seconds. So on the Tuesday, my 500 meter max effort row was 1:26. On Thursday, 2 days later, it was 1:23. So definite increase in cardiovascular performance when you're doing fasted type cardio first thing in the morning. And there's the evidence to prove that. In terms of fat loss, it's one of those supplements that it's not the be all to end all in terms of fat. It's a fat loss supplement. And you guys know, if you've seen any of our videos on fat loss supplementation, we preach the fat loss triangle. We preach there's 3 parts of fat loss that work synergistically in terms of supplementation, work synergistically with each other. Provided, obviously, you do an exercise, you're in a caloric deficit. If you're not in caloric deficit, you ain't gonna lose body fat. Provided you are, the 3 keys to supplementation to enhance that fat loss is thermogenesis, so a good thermogenic stimulant-based fat burner to increase caloric output. A fat metabolizer, so acetyl-L-carnitine, Creation Supplements, Alka-Pure, the best on the market by far, to actually transport those fatty acids from fat cells into muscle cells where they can be used for energy. And then a fat blocking, for lack of a better term, compounds such as conjugated linoleic acid, such as CLA. So where this AMPV kind of fits into that is it fits into the third part, the CLA type part. There are some kind of overlaps with the thermogenic part, absolutely, but that's really where it sits in. So to get the best fat loss results from this AMPV, it needs to be combined, in my personal opinion, our opinion at MassiveJoes, it needs to be combined with a good fat burning supplement, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, of course, and then your Alka, your Alka Pure, your acetyl-L-carnitine before any type of exercise. And that's really gonna give you that fat loss triangle. It's really gonna tick all the boxes in terms of fat loss supplementation. That's gonna work really well in conjunction with your caloric deficit to increase your rate of fat loss and get you super, super shredded, which is what we're all trying to do. But guys, if you're looking for a new, unique fat loss supplement to increase your workout performance, for me personally, and I think most of you guys will experience as well, to decrease your appetite and to really form part of that fat loss triangle and get you ticking all the boxes when it comes to fat loss supplementation, you got to give yourself some of this ATP AMPV, ATP Science AMPV a shot, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Stay up to date with all the latest editions of MassiveJoes RAW Review. And guys, that is MassiveJoes RAW Review on the all-new ATP Science AMPV in the house. And I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com.